Man, Big Dom coming live and at you with another TruPlayaz podcast episode, hitting you with the in-your-face, unedited, straight, blunt talk about sports, finances, relationships, current events, and many other topics along the way. Check out my next episode. What's good, everybody? It's your man Big Dom coming live and at you with another TruPlayaz podcast episode today. Me going solo today without JoeyG, but it's all good. He'll be back with us on the next episode. Basically, what we're going to do is going to recap the Kansas City Chiefs and Lions opener. But before I get into that, I want to give a big shout out, to all the supporters out there with TruPlayaz podcast. And definitely most appreciated. Had the pleasure of watching Deborah Cox perform last night at Mokay's Bar and Grill. My first time there, and I must say she tore the house down for the hour that she was there. Tore the house down. All her classics, and then she even did a rendition of "I Want to Dance with Somebody" by Whitney Houston, which was awesome. So I'm looking forward to going to another event there at Mokay's. Give a big shout out to them. They have it Crystal Waters in 2 weeks. Anybody who's a big fan of Crystal Waters, definitely Friday night is going to be popping over there. All right, so let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. The season just started yet. It started Thursday. Kansas City Chiefs celebrating their championship ring, the second championship ring, playing against the Lions. They were without Kelsey, which cost them big time throughout the game because the receivers was not doing Mahomes any favors by dropping the passes, but you got to give Lions the big time credit in that game because everyone thought the Lions was going to get blown out, except for me. I believe the Lions going to have a big season this year. Not a big season, but a good season this year, considering how they finished off last season. So, they dearly missed Travis Kelsey in that game. Chiefs were up 17-14 at halftime, and then the big time pick by the Lions pretty much sealed the victory, and that's how we get the season started with the first game of the season gets started. So, what do you guys think about that? I'm definitely live, so this is not a recording. I am live. So, what you guys think about that? Drop the comments in the podcast. As I'm getting ready to preview, I was going to talk about baseball first, but I'm going to hold that for last because I know a lot of baseball fans in New York area are going to tune out. So let's start talking about that. So we're going to go right into it. Discuss the New York Giants versus the Cowboys tonight at 8 o'clock on NBC. My question to you guys is, as far as the Giants goes, can they go back to the playoffs and get past the divisional round of the playoffs? Do they have the team to do it? We'll see, because there's a lot of things to unpack. A lot of things. Let the season play out and make that decision come playoff time as far as the Giants goes. Saquon Barkley was re-signed $11 million for the 1 year. They should extend him. They do need him. The addition of Darren Waller's addition is going to be big for Daniel Jones, where he has more weapons to work with. Sterling Shepard is back. The rookie Jalen Hyde is a good addition to the team. Just make sure he has his weapons available to him so that he can fully utilize. And I think let me tell you something. The Giant defense is good. Can they be better? Yes, but they're good right now. And see how far that will take them in their very tough NFC East division. You've got the Cowboys, you've got the Eagles, you've got the Commanders. in that division. That's a tough division. Both Eastern divisions in both conferences are going to be tough divisions. But as I could say, can it be possible for three teams out of those divisions to make it to the playoffs? Yes, it definitely is possible. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We'll definitely see what happens. I meant to have this podcast a little bit earlier in the morning, but computer issues. But we're good now. We're good now. So let's talk about the Jets. You know, last time I spoke about the Jets was when they traded for Aaron Rodgers. Um, it's been a while. Been a while. You know what I'm saying? Ever since he entered the team, entered New Jersey, Florham Park, the expectation is Super Bowl or bust. I believe that's the case as well, and which also puts a spotlight now on Robert Saleh. He has to deliver. First, he has to get the team into the playoffs, and then and definitely win some games in the playoffs. Not just to make the playoffs now. You got Aaron Rodgers there, Hall of Fame quarterback. The team was a quarterback away with that talented defense that they had with Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed holding up the corner positions. The pass rush is going to be amazing with the addition of Tim McDonald and the further development of Jermaine Johnson. Um, the biggest issue that they solved was, re-signing Quentin Williams. That was a big issue. I do think they do need another D tackle, and do another inside tackle to help with the run defense. That was their struggle last season. I'm quite sure they're going to be hell. They're going to pass the rush a lot this season. Um, gives their gives their cornerbacks, their secondary, an opportunity to make some picks. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. My question to you guys is, Mekhi Becton is going to be hopefully playing today. I know he was out with an illness. They did put him on the injured report as out with the illness. Let's see if he plays tomorrow night. The game's on Monday. Let's see if he plays tonight. I mean on Monday night. So see what happens. But him playing at right tackle, you got Dwayne Brown on the other side. You got Tomlinson. You got AVT. And I'm quite sure to go with Connor at the center position, and they're not starting Tippmann as of yet. So we'll see what happens with this team. This team has a lot of talent. But it's really about that offensive line. I think having Aaron Rodgers is going to propel Garrett Wilson to a Pro Bowl status. You got a wealth of receivers to throw to. You got Cobb. You got Lazard. You got the Conklin. You got Uzoma. A lot of talent, and you got the running backs, which I'm kind of excited about. Did they actually need Dalvin Cook? Not really, but I would love to have him now. We have him now, so I'm gonna love it. And I want to see how the offense coordinator is going to definitely divide Hackett. How he's going to divide the carries between the two running backs. So I think both running backs, if you're able to utilize them both on the field, you could actually utilize one of them as a receiver, and definitely cause some major matchup problems with any opposing defense. If the opposing defense go sit there and play nickel all day long, and you got those two running backs on the football, run that football. But like I said, it all depends on the offensive line. Can the offensive line stand up and be healthy and play to their potential? There's a lot of things that happen during the offseason, a lot of trash talking, whether it's from Sean Payton saying some dumb shit about Hackett. Sean needs to worry about his Denver team and Russell Wilson and see if he could have that match to revive Russell Wilson's career over there in Denver. But we'll see. I think they're playing either week 5 or week 6 against the Denver Broncos. We'll see what's going to happen. But another thing, too, make sure you keep Aaron Rodgers healthy throughout the season. During the preseason, did I see some improvement with Zach Wilson? Yes, I did. I did see some improvement with him. Not enough for me to say that, if Aaron Rodgers were to go down with an injury, he's good to go. I didn't say that. I saw improvement. So, like I said, offensive linemen just keep Aaron Rodgers healthy. That's it. Plain and simple. Keep it like that. That's all I can say about that situation. Like I said, now let's just go down to the divisions now. I did mention the Jets are playing the Bills, the Giants are playing the Cowboys. Um, AFC and NFC East divisions will be tough. I do believe three teams from those prospective divisions could go to the playoffs. Three. Can they be four? If it's going to be four teams, I see it more happening with the AFC East team than I do with the NFC East teams. Because I don't think the Commanders are ready yet to make that jump. There's going to be a battle between the Giants, Eagles, and Cowboys. Um, my pick for the division for the NFC East, you still got to rock with the Eagles, defending NFC conference champions. I know a few cousins of mine are going to be upset about that, but I got to rock with the Eagles. My home away from home. For that NFC East division winner. AFC East winner is going to be tough for me to mention this, but I'm not going to go against my New York Jets. I believe the New York Jets will win the AFC East division. How many wins will it take? Who knows? Who actually knows that? Who could answer that question? Because that AFC East is very tough. You got Miami, you got the Buffalo Bills, you got the Patriots, who brought back their offense coordinator Bill O'Brien to run that offense. So anytime Bill Belichick is in the division, there's always a chance that he can win a division. But I'm gonna rock with my Jets because I can't go against my Jets. All right, you got to speak things into existence. So I'm gonna say the Jets is going to win the division. Let's make that happen. Now the AFC North. I'm gonna go to AFC North now. AFC North: Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, and the Browns. I feel the Browns are going to have a resurgent season because they're going to have Deshaun Watson for a full season. He got all the rust out of him last season, and I believe they're going to have a very big season. But again, I must say three teams from that division can also get into the playoffs. You got the Bengals, as long as Joey Burrows is healthy and he can stay upright, they're shooing to get in. That's my pick to win the division. Then you got the Ravens with the addition of Odell Beckham Jr. gives Lamar Jackson a weapon to throw to, and you got, like I said, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson got the rust over. They still got a very good team, and the sleeper team in that division, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have all the faith in Mike Tomlin as a head coach. So they're going to make things interesting in the AFC North. Now, as far as the AFC South, you got the Colts, you got the Texans, you got the Titans. In that division, I'm going to go with the Titans. Go with Vrabel, do his thing, repeat as division champions on that end. Now the AFC West. The Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, and the Chargers. Again, you got to roll with Kansas City and Chargers up top. Even though the Raiders got Jimmy Garoppolo, who's familiar with Josh McDaniels, do they have enough talent to overtake Kansas City or the Chargers in that division? But despite their loss on Thursday, I'm still going to pick the Chiefs to win that division over in the AFC West. That's what I'm going to go with. And now we already just told you the NFC East. I already told you NFC East, I'm going to go with the Eagles. NFC North, which I think is going to be at all the football divisions. Or did I forget to mention Jacksonville in the South with Trevor Lawrence? Wait a minute, guys. Let me change that. AFC South, I'm going with Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence. Let's get it. Trevor Lawrence for AFC South. My bad. How did I forget about Trevor Lawrence? Ah, damn. But anyway, let's get to the NFC North. You got the Lions, you got the Vikings, you got the Packers, and you got the Hmm. Who should I go with? There's 4 teams. I forgot the 14. Don't mind me. We got the Packers and the Bears. Yeah, excited. I think the Bears going to do well. Um, that division, I'm going to come out and say that I'm going to rock with the Lions to win that division. Why not? They did the big upset against the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday. The defense kept them in the game. Why not? Why not the Lions? The NFC North. The NFC South, you got the Tampa Bay. You got the Falcons. Um, who else is down in the NFC South? Falcons. Who else? The Saints. Uh, Falcons, Saints, Bucks. Who's the fourth team? You know what? I'm gonna rock. I'm gonna rock with the Saints. Let's get the Saints going win that division. You know, I'm kind of like I'm holding back. Tampa Bay don't have Tom Brady anymore. The Saints with Derek Carr. Let's rock with the Saints on that one. Absolutely. NFC West. That's gonna be a tough division as well. You got the San Francisco. You got the Rams. You got the Seahawks. You got 49ers, Rams, Seahawks. Why am I missing the fourth team, guys? Help me out with this, guys. The fourth team. But let me go to you like this. Since I don't remember the fourth team, it's my fault. The fourth team is not going to win the division, so I guess that's the reason why I forgot about them. But I'm going to rock with the 49ers to win the NFC West. 49ers NFC West. If Brock Purdy can stay healthy, they will win that division, in my opinion. But if Sam Darnold comes in, I'm gonna be one of those former Jet one of those fans that are gonna watch that former Jet player. You know what I'm saying? So I'm anxious if he does get on the field, but I think Brock Purdy for the most part will be healthy. Um, and the 49ers will definitely win that division. But I'm not gonna give my Super Bowl picks yet. So we're gonna save that for a little later in the season. Um, I hope you guys set up your DraftKings and your fan duels and all that fun stuff for all your fantasy teams. I hope your fantasy teams are ready to rock and roll. So now we're going to end with the football section of the podcast. I'm going to talk about New York baseball and what a nightmare of New York baseball it has been for both teams. But I'm going to start with the Yankees first. I'm going to speak about them briefly because I honestly did not watch them as earnestly as I did in years past. But the key to the Yankee situation is Cashman the answer at GM? Is Boone the answer at manager? That's something that Hal and Hank gonna have to figure out during the off season. I mean, Cashman has been there for over 20 years. Been there for over 20 years in the Yankees organization. Does he and has he gone stale as being a general manager of the Yankees? You still got some talent. You got Aaron Judge. You got some talent on that team. You got Aaron Judge. You got Stanton. You got Garrett Cole. Um, Luis Severino. You got some guy. You got some talent on that team. I guess I think he's just stale. I think he's becoming stale as general manager. If they do replace Aaron Boone, I have a very big feeling that Don Mattingly will be the next Yankee manager, which would make a lot of Yankee fans happy. Donnie Baseball coming back to his team to manage them once again and turn things around. So that's my pick as far as that goes. But let's talk about the New York Mets, my team, the team that I actually stopped watching since their record was 51-55 when Billy Epler decided to trade Max Scherzer. He traded David Robertson, in which I must say this is probably one of the best deals he has made. Trading Verlander, um, He has made some of the best moves he made during the trading deadline or before the trading deadline to get prospects, to rebuild the farm system, create the depth in the New York Mets farm system, in which Steve Cohen likes. You know what I'm saying? This team was coming off a 101 win season. It is now a disaster. They're a fourth place team in that division, second to last place against, and you got the Nationals holding up the last place. Um, lot of speculation, a lot of reports was out there saying that Pete Alonso was a cancer in the clubhouse. I think him not getting his contract this year is the reason why he struggled this year. For the most part, he's still putting up big power numbers, still putting up big RBI numbers, but it wasn't the Pete Alonso that we used to see the past couple of years. He wasn't as relaxed as he usually is behind the plate. Francis Lindor, we can start to see no season off very slow, and then he's raking since July 17th. He's been raking. And also, I do believe the the injury to Edwin Diaz in the World Baseball Classic threw that team off tremendously. They lost their close for the entire season, you know. But let's get back to the trades that Billy Epler did make. Probably some of the best moves he made as New York Mets general manager over the past 2 years was getting some young talent. We got Luis Ayel Cuna, the younger brother of Ronald Acuna, uh, Marco Vargas, Ronald Hernandez, Drew Gilbert, and Ryan Clifford, respectively from Florida and in Houston when they traded Verlander. I like what I see. They finally brought up Ronnie Mauricio, who has been raking since he came up. Last time I checked, his average for batting 421, one RBI, 8 hits, and that's since I was writing up this podcast this past Friday. As of that time, the energy that the young kids are bringing to the Mets. Of course, you got Alvarez doing his thing. Do I want his average to be a little bit higher than what it is right now? Yes, I definitely do. Would like for it to be a little bit higher than that. Um, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens for next season. Jeff McNeil started off slow as well, and now he's picking up the pace right now. What also hurt the team was the injuries to Starlin Castro, who definitely had a down season. Trading away Marcana. I always thought he was a fourth outfielder, but you know, it is what it is, right? But this is the dilemma that the Mets have now. You got a surplus of middle infielders now. You got Ronnie Mauricio and Acuna, who's raking right now in Double A. He's raking that. He's hitting that baseball hard. Where are you going to find places for these guys to play? You got Beatty is going to man third base. Could he hit a whole lot better? It seems like every time he gets sent down to the minor leagues, he hits better than the minor leagues. You know what I'm saying? Um, then he comes back up, and I think he's found his groove now. I think he found his groove now. So let's see what happens with this team. And you got Vientos hitting the ball now again after his demotion. He came back up. Um, the Epler saying the team is going to be competitive in 2025, 2024 maybe be another down year. And I honestly don't think Steve Cohen is going to accept that. As you can see, he's already clearing out the front office already. He fired pro scouting director Jeff LeBeau, farm director Kevin Howard of baseball development Brian Hayes, performance director Jim Cavallini. Fired all them guys in preparation to bring in David Stern as president of baseball operations. And I'm gonna tell you guys something about if and when that happens. Billy Epler will be no more than what Scott Perry is or was to the New York Knicks. It's a figurehead general manager because all the decisions will be made by David Stearns. And it seems like it's going to happen. But if it does fall through, where do the Mets go from here? Do you contact Theo Epstein? Give that shot give that another shot. But I'm going to speak it to existence because everything in life you got to speak things into existence. I feel that David Stearns will be the president of baseball operations for the New York Mets, and he will lead the charge to rebuild this Mets back to a championship team. But there's just one more thing before I end the podcast is the status of Buck Showalter. I celebrated his hiring as a guy who's a program builder. Um, it did take a hit with this team. The way they started off great and they fell off. They fell off the cliff this season. Does he deserve another season to manage a team? Yes, he does. I believe he does. But allow him to have more input with the players that he's going to be managing. And another thing too, I hope I don't have to see Vogel back on his team again next season. I even though he's been hitting, he's picking up his offense. Even though he's doing all that, I do not like him as a player. He should go somewhere else for next season. I think that's going to happen. So I'm definitely gonna I hope to have bring on Matthew again to talk about that a little later in the season when the season wraps up. Me and him will definitely chat up about that. Hopefully, um, like I said, as I'm beginning to wrap up the podcast, um, I'm looking for co-hosts to come join me on the previews and recaps of the NFL season every week. Once you can contact me via DM me on Instagram, or you could Facebook message me. Also, you can email me at TruPlayazPodcast@gmail.com as well. I'm hoping to record the episodes Monday nights and also possibly Wednesday nights as well. But like I said, the scheduling for that will be determined once we get the co-hosts with us to recap the NFL week. If you have a team that you like, you want to provide input on your team on the podcast, feel free to do that. You know, I don't want to sit here and talk about the Jets and Giants all every week. So definitely, if you have a perspective about your team, definitely we could definitely come on the podcast and debate about it. So that's it. It's your man Big Dom. We're gonna sign up on this podcast. Great be back with you guys again. Definitely, you can listen to the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iHeart Radio, Soundcloud, and any other providers that provide audio podcasts. I am on all of them. Also, subscribe to my podcast on YouTube as well as on Patreon at TruPlayaz Podcast. So once again, it's your man Big Dom. I'm going to sign up on this podcast. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.